So then today's topic we would like to explore is, as it says, called discover yourself as a leader. And the leader has two elements of it. Doing what needs to be done, which we call like working hard because it needs to be done. And then also doing hard work. In that regard, something which no one understands yet you need to do. For example, in order to build this business, we all know, and we have done that when you and I talked way back, that we need to hire people, we need to find customers, clients, we need to build something, infrastructure, we need to, write code, we need to deliver to customers. That's all working hard.
Correct, yeah.
And without that, there is no business.
Yep.
But the moment we hire employees, the moment we have customers and clients who are not working out the way we want it to, then you need to do the hard work.
Correct, yep.
To make sure that whatever we have taken on, it's moving along. I want to hear your thoughts about how it has been for you since we started, from the time of inception of this company to today. So share your thoughts.
Well, yeah, I get the distinction. Working hard is here's the task list of things, the actions, management tasks to get what needs to be done. For me, the hard work mostly has revolved around doing the introspective work of what's stopping me from being the human being I need to be. And the reason it's hard work is that people don't want to look. That's been my experience, both for myself and for others, is the hard work of why am I not picking up the phone? Why do I assume I already know the answer? What's stopping me from doing these actions? Why do I walk around moody and making people walk on eggshells? That work requires you to dig deep and look at the self-limiting beliefs, maybe your own fragility, maybe where you're lacking tools and skills, and it challenges the ego portion of a human being. So they avoid it. That's why it's hard work, in my experience.
Yeah, totally. So if you think about working hard, it's something that you already know. You need to put together a spreadsheet, you need to send a meeting invite, you need to put together a slideshow, you need to pick up your phone and call someone in terms of what needs to be.
It's more performance-based, though.
Right? It's more of a task, more performance-based. It's quite obvious things that you need to do.
Right.
So then you go ahead and do it. Now there are people on this planet, they don't even do that part.
Correct, yes.
So we call probably lazy people, right? Human beings at times, and so it becomes difficult. Forget about leaders, they are not even an average manager, mediocre managers.
Yeah.
They don't do the basic stuff even.
Correct, yeah.
Right? Have you come across those people?
Yeah,
Your career?
yeah, not, well, in my career maybe a little bit, but not much, honestly. But yeah, I mean, there was a guy who worked for me at one point where we knew this job classification was going to go away sometime in the next few years. So start on a degree program, get on a degree track, et cetera. Then one day they're like, yeah, we're doing away with this job class. And other people were upset that this person was being let go. And I'm like, they've known for 3 years, 5 years even. Like this was what was coming. And yet they didn't do it.
Yeah.
And it's in the don't know domain. Like one day, someday that's coming.
Yeah.
And that's the part of like, just do the work.
But would you agree, Danny, at times they know what they need to do or what they have to do to make sure either they save their job or get out of the job, but they are so moody, so in their own head, right? They are just like, they love watching TV, they love watching whatever they love to watch at that particular day, all right? Playing video games, going for a restaurant which they love.
It's the one day, someday phenomena of human.
Yeah.
I'll do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow, and then tomorrow. I'll have a great relationship with my kids tomorrow. I'll start my weight loss journey tomorrow.
Correct.
And then tomorrow becomes days, weeks, months, years, and then here we are.
Correct. And I think that kind of people, as a part of our conversation today, those are off the table because there is nothing we can do about them. They are who they are and they're mediocre in their own ways. Nothing like they are great people, but cannot produce even,
In the lack of a manager or a leader, results won't be produced naturally.
right? So that's one category.
Yeah.
Second category I want to explore is that, okay, they're doing what needs to be done. They're working hard, and that's what you were sharing right from get-go. You knew what to be done, and then you go ahead and do it. But let's talk about doing the hard work. In my experience, Danny, is at times human beings don't even know what needs to be done. They need to explore. They need to listen to the situation. They are also proving a point that I'm good. That's why they are just working hard. But they are not looking at to the people and also at people who they are serving and the situation they are being part of. So at times they are just don't know.
Yeah, I would go even a little bit into the you shared earlier. There's things people don't like to do, and somehow people think leaders do the things because they like it, and it's not that. It's they do the things that have to be done.
Correct.
Liking's not
Correct.
a choice. It's not the moods and feelings you talked about earlier, which is, okay, this has to be done, and I have to roll up my sleeves and do the hard work to take on, whether it's a conversation with an employee or with a client or whatever it is. People avoid that.
Yeah. So let's continue to explore that domain. I've seen in our company itself, there are times, let's use some concrete examples. There is a meeting is planned and it's a real meeting. I'm not going to talk about the specific of that meeting. And you go into that meeting, like you and me or anyone, and there was 10 more people in the room. You are gotten by the fact, okay, I'm not concerned and worried, whatever it takes, I'm going to do. But at times, you don't even know what needs to be done here. Like, how do I align these people for a greater good cause? What words I must use? What direction, what thought process I need to generate through them? So that's one category. So since you don't know what you don't know, how would you do something which you don't even know? Then another category where one of the employees in that meeting room, one of the person might be aggressive, not listening. And you know that that person is derailing the conversation. Not, the conversation is not moving to the right direction. And yet there are some self-limiting beliefs which is stopping to call it out that person. Because either we are worried about being made wrong or have a concern about looking bad, fear of rejection, fear of losing respect. So I want to explore those two domains, Danny. One is don't even know what needs to be known to create something. Another, I know, but I'm not willing to do.
Yeah, they're both, yes, they're two sides of the same challenge. One is a willingness challenge where I may not have the tools and skills and I'm not exactly sure how to take something on. And for me, the hard work might be after the meeting looking at what stopped me from actually having the conversation or taking the action such that next time I'm better prepared and still can take action now, even after the meeting, to say, I can't just let that go. How do I take it on? Because as a leader, you don't have the luxury of just leaving people incomplete. You really don't. And that's the second scenario, by the way. On the first scenario, sometimes the hard work requires having coaches around you, having mentors around you to say, look, I am working on how to develop myself. That's the hard work. That's the, you saw Drew Brees' video recently where he's in the practice facility all by himself. Nobody's in there, walking through the plays, walking through the plays, walking through the plays. So that's the stuff that takes somebody from good to great. And so having coaches around you, a willingness to go and look at books and explore. And what I've seen is that transition moves from working hard. You stop reading books about tactics and techniques and tips to ways of being and leadership and your own, behaviors. And that's where the hard work begins, where you're actually, instead of trying to work on other people, you're working on yourself.
Yeah, definitely, because everything starts with you first. If you don't have something to offer, how would you offer something to others? And hard work starts from knowing what you need to offer first. So in this conversation, we are shifting we are going, people who are lazy, don't want to do anything, they don't even get to the place when they are working hard. To the people who are working hard, they are doing the right things, but they don't even know what needs to happen in a given situation. There are some people who know what needs to happen and they are still falling short because either they are not willing to do or they don't have a tools and skills as a justifications.
Correct. Yeah.
That stop them to do. But in any of this stages, you're stuck in any of the place, the real growth stops.
Correct. Yeah.
Right? So discover yourself as a leader. You cannot discover yourself as a leader until you reach to a certain place where you are not lazy, you are doing what needs to be done, and you are not afraid. Right, Danny?
Yeah.
So I want to switch the gears. If someone who is at a place who are not even working hard, what tips and insights you can give it to those people? What would you say to them? I know you are laughing and smiling because that's right. That's what it takes as a leader. Now I'm switching the gears.
I got you.
We as a leader to how do we develop leaders who are not at the level where they are working hard.
Yeah. For me, somebody who's not even working hard, starts with a level of inquiry into what are you actually passionate about? Like what actually drives you or doesn't drive you or whatever. And if you can't find something, then it's just not going to work. If we're talking about an employee.
Yeah.
See, employment's an interesting dynamic that stops one from actually even taking any action. I don't know. And not that my children are doing that. Just
yeah, no, sure, definitely.
My children are fine.
Yeah, but you are using it as an analogy.
Yeah, but you can't change that. Employment, it's like, look, it's not working out here.
Yeah.
And what are you up to? So in that level, there's not a lot of coaching other than you need to find something, discover something that you can get behind, get excited about.
No. Yeah, and I think you and I talked quite a few times about those people, the book which we have read, Tribal Leadership. They are so on the stage 2, my life sucks, that they are driven by moods and feelings. See, one of the things which...
Well, and there's some I think early stage 3 also. I'm great, leave me alone.
Yeah, proving my point.
Yeah, right? And you're just like, I don't even know how to help you.
Yeah, and I think one of the things which I always do with those kind of people, Danny, and you and I have talked a few times about that, is having a brief, concise, crisp, clear, complete conversation that, look, buddy, here you need to do what needs to be done. It's a command and control. As a leader, I need to put something at stake.
Yeah.
Put something as a consequences. Here is the thing. You do what needs to be done, and if you don't, here is the outcome.
Yeah.
And you choose.
Yeah.
That's all, as a leader,
That's
we
where
can
they
do.
operate. That's that level. That's what you have as tools.
Right. Now, when you go into that mode, you are pretty much ready to lose that human being out of your life. Because that human being may not do that.
Right.
One of the things I also do before I go to that place, I genuinely go into the inquiry that, are you lazy? Do you even know that you are lazy? Do you even know and understand the impact of you driven your day-to-day activities and everything based on your moods and feelings?
Yeah.
Are you doing it knowing that you are doing it, or are you doing it as you are naive or you don't even aware?
Right.
Right, Tenny?
Yeah. Yeah. For me also, the almost certain future of this looks like this. Is this what you want? And does it show up in other parts of your life? And what have been the impacts of that also?
Yeah.
Just to wake up to say, okay, is it by choice or autopilot? That's what you're sharing.
That's exactly what it is, Danny.
Yeah.
It is absolutely correct. Are you doing it as a choice, or are you doing it completely unaware and not even aware of the impact of your way of being and way of doing on your life and the people around you?
Right.
And some people doing it knowingly.
Right.
And for them, then okay, you do this or face this. And if you are not doing it and you say, oh my God, I didn't even know, then those people tend to be open. And then provide the coaching and mentoring and help, bring them along. Right now, a couple of employees in our company you and I are working through.
Yeah, for sure.
Isn't it?
And they don't even know that they don't know.
Absolutely.
I think you have shared many times, maybe in this forum, even that people think they're doing things they're not doing. Because the experience isn't really there.
Absolutely.
In their mind, like, oh, yeah, I'm doing everything. And then you're like, but that's not the experience.
Yeah.
It's like saying, oh, I love so-and-so, but then ask them what's their experience of love. And it's not at all what they imagine it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
People, I think, people evaluate themselves based on their intentions, and other people evaluate those people or other people based on their actions.
Right.
And by the way, while you are saying that one, if Jeet is saying to Danny about that oh, I only evaluate based on reaction while you evaluate based on your intentions,
Right.
Danny will also do the same thing to me.
That's right.
And so if I say, okay, that's not my intentions, for Danny it has zero meaning because my actions were not consistent with my intention. So if I love you, you need to experience my love by my action, otherwise my intentions has zero meaning.
And I think that's the hard work.
Yeah, that's the hard work, Danny.
Understanding
shifting.
What is that experience?
Yeah, so it's a good segue. It's a good segue to get into that mode now. That some people can only find out that they are not doing the work, not even working hard, because there is a hard work is required for them to get to know themselves. And one of the element of that is they must be open. And people need to be open to know that they don't know everything.
Yeah.
Right? They must have a humility and generosity, Danny, to be open and say, okay, I may not know everything. And that's why you talked about coaches, the role of coach. So if people who need to working hard is the scenario, if not doing, let's talk about the people who don't even know, Danny, that they are not doing the hard work. How would you coach them? What is it? What would you suggest to them, Danny?
Don't even know they're not doing the hard work. It's a challenging thing, honestly, to coaching somebody who can't see. But again, going back to them and asking, what do they want? What are they looking for in life?
Yeah.
And, there's different tools that we've used with people, I've used with people, just like the way we wound up being. And is that the way you want to be? How is that working in your life? And being able to, like you said, genuine inquiry.
Yeah, genuine inquiry.
Like just looking, like, do they know how they land on people? Is that what they're up to?
Totally.
And
but can you see, Danny, 10, 15 years ago, decade ago, you and I were on the journey of being who we are today. But in those days, we were working hard.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can give a great example. So, I grew up working hard a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
getting married young, children, all this stuff, and you're outperforming everyone else.
Yeah.
But in
You're
the meantime,
cranking.
yeah, you're turning the crank, but you're not actually doing much on you. And so there was ways of being I had, losing my temper, flying off the handle, different things like that. And Jeet would say, okay, so why do you do that? Well, that's just the way I am. It's the way I grew up. And he's like, okay, great. So there's nothing you can do about that? That would be the hard work.
Yeah, that would be hard work.
And I said, no, I'm pretty sure it's genetic. And and he's like, do you like it? It's like, no, I don't. No, actually, nobody really likes it,
Yeah.
actually. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he just would walk out of my office. And I'm like, wow, just left with that, okay, exploring.
Yeah.
And having done that hard work, that started around 2012
Yeah.
to 13, maybe it was even.
But I want
13.
to really intervene right now in our conversation as a thought process, Danny, and give you some credit and kudos. The reason why you were able to do that, because you were seeking.
Yeah.
See, you cannot shift people from working hard to doing hard work until that person is seeking.
Yeah.
You need to be humble enough to know.
Yeah.
How do you know? You know by looking at results and your internal peace. Maybe perhaps one of them might be out of whack, like, oh, your results were great, but the peace inside, the containment and the calm and
not
peace
just me, around me.
around you, that will give you pointers that perhaps I'm working hard but not doing hard work.
Yeah.
So then, okay, let's take a step back and see what's happening around me. But one can only do that, then that's another element of it, when that person truly, truly, truly wants to live this life with peace and love.
Yeah.
And being committed for other people's life around.
Yeah.
And then that will enable people to be open and a seeker. I could have said that what I said to you, Danny, all day long. But if you were not being open and seeking and not being committed to ensure that your life and the people around you, their lives, if you are not committed, you say, yeah, sure, good suggestion.
Yeah.
I'm going back to my working hard.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely. And I would also say that was an external stimulus to me you could see that and share it. And I also know many things that you do also behind the scenes. I won't share
Always.
any of them, but they're behind the scenes. Okay, I need to learn more business skills. I need to work on this skills. I need to do these skills. Behind the scenes, nobody even knows it's happening. And that's the hard work.
That's the hard work.
It's the early morning Saturday where it's like, it's not spreadsheets, it's not business management, it's not anything. It's tools and skills building. It's the stuff that's going to set aside from mediocrity to greatness. It's the phone calls and the testings.
Meritocracy.
Yeah.
Moving from that, right, mediocre human being to someone who is up to something, Danny. But you would only do when you know that you don't want to settle
Right.
for something which is less than who you deserve to be.
Yeah.
And also knowing that you are not there. So now what?
Right.
Either you just keep lying to yourself, working hard, or be brutally honest with yourself and then say, okay, where I want to be, I'm not there and there is a gap.
Yeah, I would say for me these days, I could work hard doing a lot of the same routine things I've done. But the hard work is how to build leaders who take on those things and then go do the things that cause great discomfort to stretch me beyond what I even know how to do. So that's the hard work of how to figure out how to do those things, how to grow a product business, how to develop leaders. Those aren't easy things.
Those are not comfortable things to do. For example, taking a stand for other human beings in times when they even don't want to take a stand for themselves.
Yes.
That's hard work.
Yes.
when they are driven by their moods and feelings, and oh, I don't need that, but you are seeing something and listening and coaching and mentoring and require them snapping on their hand and doing what needs to be done, Danny.
Yeah, but also practicing. See, how do you get good at something?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Practice. I've watched you. I'm in the airport with you recently.
Yeah, that guy.
And he's interrogating a guy who's a lawyer for was he Army? No, Air Force.
Air Force.
About what's he up to in life and what's he doing and where's he stuck and what does he really want? And I'm like, wow, okay.
Going to Alaska, that guy.
Yeah.
In 15 minutes.
And we went to the Being a Leader course, and that gal who worked on the Hunger Project, at one point she's like, stop it. Just leave me alone. And she's like, no, because I know what you're called, what you're up to, and I'm not gonna let you off that easy. And
I've been doing this for the last 15 years. Now let's watch what's happening. You are still driven with your moods and feelings.
Yeah. And most humans will step over that stuff. That's the hard work, because you have no idea how that will end.
Yeah, totally.
And yet the stand you are for both of those people individually was, who cares what they think about you? At the end of the day, I'm here for listening for what I am getting from you that you can't even see for yourself.
And then you can see
that's not easy.
That's
hard work.
That's a hard work. That's hard work. And I think you can see in those two examples, if that human being land at Alaska airport, come out from the gate and give hug to his wife genuinely.
That's all you asked.
That's right. That's exactly what. And being someone who can become authentic and share his emotions and feeling that I want to live in San Diego. Say it. Don't suffer. I may not ever meet with that human being, but if that human being's life becomes peaceful in that process, it's worth being uncomfortable for 15 minutes. And if you don't like me, what to like me about anyway? I'm a bald head.
I'm just in a lounge in the lounge. I will never see you again.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got you. And if that level of care and concern for somebody who's this total stranger, the hard work required for the people that you really care about in a way that leaves them complete, taking new actions and doing hard work, is the mastery of it all.
Totally right. But you can see you are on the same journey. We are discovering leadership as a role, ourselves as a leader, discovering ourselves as a leader.
Yeah.
What is leadership? Leadership is not a title. Leadership is a mindset.
Yeah.
Mindset where you need to work on yourself. Are you having integrity? Right? Are you having authenticity and doing what needs to be done?
Right.
Do you have something which is you are bigger than yourself? We have read all of that.
Right.
And having a courage and a stamina to be causing the matter. All of that, I mean, is how you discover yourself a leader. So leadership is always doing the hard work. Another thing which I want to explore with you, Danny, is that as we get into one thing which I really got, once you know what you need to do, then as a coach, somebody can help, and then you can bridge the gap and you move along. But can you also see you as a coachee, in this example, I'm as a coach, but I'm also coachee and there is someone else as a coach. We all are learning.
Yeah.
So it's a mountain with no top.
Correct.
It's just something which fascinates me.
Actually, it's even bigger than that. The more you learn you need to learn.
Yeah, more you know how much you don't know.
No, yeah. It's like, wow, I used to think because I could lead a group project, man, I've got leadership skills, and then it's like, okay, cool. Now,
my view, right, my domain, my realm, right, was so limited that I thought I'm the king in the town. Yeah. I'm the king of this kingdom of this realm.
Yeah.
But truly, once you get truly present to doing the hard work, how much you don't know. And how much you need to know, and more you know, how much more you get to know how much you don't know.
Yeah. For me, probably the hardest work for me personally that has shifted, besides the openness you talked about, is shifting how I listen.
Yeah.
that's been actually listening from another's point of view versus needing to push my point of view.
Yeah, so let's talk about.
See, that was my early experience in being a good leader, was being able to win arguments.
Yeah, totally.
And that was it, versus listening for what's actually on the other side.
Yeah, so that was not listening at all. Using the word listening for that is abusing the listening word pretty much. So what I would say, Danny, so I want to decipher that one quickly. If we are getting longer, deal with us.
Listen, Linda.
Because then we are in the group, we're talking about life. So you can see, Danny, when that listening is not there, truly it's not listening at all. It's about how much we are scared, how much we are fearful about things which we don't have. And our focus, predominantly, our focus in those conversations is about ourselves.
100%.
Right? We are so worried and we are so concerned to be exposed about the weaknesses and challenges and voidness we have within ourselves. From there, to get into the point where you become someone that you are fulfilled. Now, no one is fulfilled truly because everyone has something or other missing. But how do you get fulfilled? By accepting who you are and what you have as a possibility and say, that's wonderful. Yes, there is 10 more things I can get and 10 more things other person have, but what I have is not bad. So accepting that at a genuine level as a possibility and say, I'm wonderful. That allow human beings to be out here, to really listen to other people, that what they are saying, what they are doing, why they are saying what they are saying. Then you are not proving a point that I'm good enough because you have some void and you are fearful and scared. You get into the mode of truly listening and you are compassionate. You're a compassionate human being. Your compassion and your love towards other human being is so deep that you are caring for other human being and what they are saying. Now there is a third level, Danny, where once you listen that, now your talk is not talk. Your talk and your words are source of creation. And you are talking in their listening. You're not talking for talking. You're only talking what makes sense to them. That's called talking to their listening. And when you get to that place, really, collectively, all minds come together. I always say, oh my freaking Lord. Right? When that happens, then people can really see and things move forward.
And fast.
It's just the speed of execution. Right? So there are 3 stages. Proving a point, fear and scaredness and void, to having a genuine compassion and love towards listening, and then having a courage and a skills and tools to listening to people's life. Talking in a way
they can hear you.
That they can really listen to it. Yeah. Talking to their listening. Yeah. And that's probably a hard work, Danny. That's the tools and skill you talk about Saturday. Yeah. How do you get up early in the morning and develop tools and skill? How do you talk in people's listening?
Yeah. And it takes practice and observation both. You have to see somebody who is masterful at it. And at the same time, you also need to be willing to practice and go, wow, that didn't work or that worked.
Yeah.
And okay, what was missing? And you have to be on the court.
But can you see, Danny? You talk with someone in Greenleaf at farm, to you, we talking on a Christmas Eve in Pugach's party, to talking with anyone in terms of our sales and everything, any executives with we are building the business with, to coming to our employees, to talking our loved ones at home, there's different talk.
Yeah.
So you talk about observation, right? In that observation, you need to listen what they are needing and then talking about it. It's not manipulation. It's about just talking, right? So in order to talk in their listening, first you need to know what they're listening for.
Yeah.
That requires deep observation for sure.
Yeah, so, it's not what you think either.
Yeah.
It's not like It's like, am I enough? Do you care about me?
Totally.
It's not like, did you hear what I said and understand me?
Absolutely.
No, you're really listening for what is at stake for that other human.
And you ask questions. You ask questions at a level where it's a deep inquiry.
Yeah.
Like you talk about, I go all the time to India and talk with the right out of college freshers, to my mom and sister who never went to school, to going into the places where people don't even know what I'm talking if I start talking the way I talk here,
Yeah.
to coming back here and talking with you, Danny, and talking with Tasha, talking with Annalisa, talking with some of the customers and go, it's such a variation. But it enables you to get things moving in a direction that allow us to create abundance, Danny. You can create abundance for a kid who has nothing to the people who are 60, 70. Dad Leo is a wonderful conversations at times. So it's fascinating. Leadership is not a particular role or a particular place. It's a mindset.
Totally.
Right? So it's good to be together, Danny, on this journey.
Yeah, me as well.
Absolutely. It's just such a
Grateful, actually, yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I totally got that, Danny. Right? So it's a blessing to be part of this creation.
Yeah, Jeet, thank you for your coaching. Honestly, it's not a shameless plug, by the way. Truly, Jeet has been a huge contributor in my life, my kids' lives, families' lives, all because he's willing to be a stand for creating peace for people.